Hi, welcome to Buchan Stationery, and today we'll be reviewing and unboxing the all-new TWSBI Mini 2 Rose Gold Piston Filling Fountain Pen. Now today we'll be matching that up with the Sailor Manyo Ink Ume, and we'll be pairing it up with fountain pen friendly paper from our friends at Paper Blanks. Paper Blanks is a Vancouver-based company which offers awesome different types of notebooks, journals, and planners, and focuses really on these amazing covers that they create. And they can go from something like Monet here, all the way to the Safavid wrap here. So let's get into the review. A couple reviews ago, I reviewed the TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR Prussian Blue, and I made a note of how much I really enjoyed how TWSBI packages their pens, and the same goes here. So this is nothing new, as we know. You open up the styrofoam. Here you've got a little manual, which, what does it say? Just the idea behind the TWSBI Diamond 530, and some information about it here, about the wrenches and the grease. So let's take this off. And here it is. So let's take one here. And let's check it out right here. There we go. So overall, as you can see in relevance, it's a lot smaller than the other ones, and putting the normal TWSBI Diamond 580 in here, we can definitely see the two differences. If you compare these side by side, this little area here is definitely twice the side here. And if you compare them side by side, the Mini does hold a lot less ink, but that is as expected, of course. Let's open them up here, and let's see this here too. So automatically, however, you can see that the sizes here are very similar, so you still never really lose a lot in the grip. It'll just be your hand area right here. There you go. So let's set this aside and let's see what else is in the box. Now, I'm pretty sure, as in the last way, if you just take this part off, never forget, you have the wrench right here, which is always difficult to get out, but I'll take out the grease first. And here we go. So overall, that's all what you get in this box, which is basically everything you need. And I'm excited to see how this feels, because it is definitely one of the smallest fountain pens I've ever gotten to try. As you can see, the pen is pretty small, and it can definitely fit inside your hand or your pocket, making it a good pen to travel with. Now let's compare it to the TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR. So as you can see, with both their caps on towards the back, which was what you can do, it's a pretty different size. The nib over here is a stunning rose gold with the typical TWSBI Yovo design. And for this review, we will be using a medium-sized nib. Overall, as you can see, it rests pretty easily in your hand and caps in pretty gently. Overall, just a pretty small, nice, portable pen. I'll be using the Sailor Manyo Ink Ume, which is kind of a red style ink, very similar to the Noodler's Black Swan English Roses. So let's see how it goes. In this time, I will be kind of testing out the ink, seeing the dry times, and just seeing how the pen feels. I will be using the medium nib, which is the Jovo nib, which is again a bit more fine than most German nibs, but it's still a medium nib, so it should be somewhat less fine. So overall, I like it. It's very smooth, it's really enjoyable, and it doesn't really seem too small in my hand. It's actually really comfortable. Partly because when everything at the front of the pen is around the same proportion, so TWSBI doesn't really compromise functionality for size. Now, while the end is smaller and the ink does hold less, it still will not really affect the way you write. So let's continue checking these things out. Kind of blanking here. Oh, there we go. So just a bit more writing, and I do really enjoy the color of this pen. The white and the rose gold really do come together really nicely. And the ink is really stunning. Now, it does remind me a lot of the Noodler's Black Swan English Roses, and honestly, this Paper Blanks paper is just fun to write with. It is fountain pen friendly, and it's honestly up there with my favorites along with the Maruman Mnemis Scene. So let's check out the dry times for this. So now for this type, I will be basically inputting X's from 5 to 25 seconds, and I will be seeing how long it takes for the ink to dry. So there we go, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So now as you can see me timing it up, there's one. So you can see it kind of bleeds through, but this is again with most fountain pen papers, is that the higher quality, the longer it will take, but there will be less bleed through. It's like if you go use like a 5-star paper, then of course it'll dry quickly, but the bleed through will be very visible. So at around 25 seconds, maybe a little bit more, there's a very little ink, so I'd say it dries around 27, 30 seconds, which is pretty standard for many Japanese inks. So that's the pen. I really do enjoy it overall, and it is a really big joy to work with. Anyways, that wraps up our review for the TWSBI Mini 2 Rose Gold Piston Filling Fountain Pen. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. This is Buchan Stationery.